Hey there, hey, and thank you for tuning in to this West Today, Thursday pod of Born to Be a Star. I missed podcasting yesterday, but I'm going to be making up for it, and I'm going to be posting all the podcasts that I did make. It's Wednesday. I had a long week of work and doing all these things and certifications and a bunch of stuff, and the week just got away from me, so I do apologize. There's a lot for us to talk about today, and I am going to be talking about politics, even though I did say that I'm not talking about politics. But you already know why I'm talking about him, because Trump was, fingerprinted in Georgia, and it's just really horrible. Bad things are happening in America, and we need to have some conversation about that. But anyways, today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power, for you to recognize that you can do anything you put your mind to. When you look in the mirror, you see your reflection and see what you want to be, see where you want to go, see where you've been, and see what's next on your journey. I dare you to chase your dreams. I also dare you to understand that you have the ability to do whatever you put your mind to. Yes, you can decide you want to try something new, meaning a glass of wine. Yes, you can decide you just want to eat seafood, or you want to be a vegan, or you want to do a new diet, or maybe you don't want to do any of those things. You can decide that you want to get a Peloton and ride a bike in another room versus go to a gym, or you can decide to get a gym membership. You can seriously decide to do anything. And you know what? That's fine. You can decide to learn a new language. You can decide to pick a new hobby, find a new TV show, watch dating shows, do any of these things. You can decide to do them. Honestly, why can't you say yes, I can? Why are you saying no, I can't? There shouldn't be any no, you can't. So there should only be like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to try my best and I'm going to forget the rest. Moving into the next part of our conversation, never give up. If you give up, how are you going to get to the best part of the conversation? Dude, you're not going to get to the best part of the conversation. You're going to cut yourself off halfway. And when you cut yourself off halfway, you're never going to get to the best part of the story. You're only going to be in the half part of the story. And isn't the best part of the story the happily ever after at the end, where people get to be happy and they get to fall in love, or they win the lottery, or they get away with the money, the bad guys get away with doing bad things? I don't know about you, but I love Harley Quinn and Joker, so I'm all about that. Suicide Squad for life. If you give up, how are you going to get to the best part of the story? Or how are you going to know what the best part of the story is going to be? Life is going to be difficult. It will throw you lemons, but you just got to have an attitude to make lemonade and drink it. So, taking that into consideration, let's also not forget, why not today? Putting off today for tomorrow is stupid. Trying to figure out how you're going to do something like a week away is not smart either. And not going to see your mom or spend time with a family member that's sick, or call your brother or text somebody you love isn't smart. My Aunt Laura died earlier this year, and it was very sad. And I was just so grateful that I went to spend time with her, because she didn't make it the next day. And I said I was going to go back and see her again multiple times. But God allowed her to stay alive long enough for me to go sit with her and spend time with her. This is one of my eldest aunts, and she's no longer here anymore. So that is the reason why you can't push off today for tomorrow. My Aunt Mimi died too, and I didn't get to say goodbye to her either, or my Uncle Dwight. There's been so many people I've loved as family members that I've lost. And nothing makes that pain go away. Losing somebody you love, that's such a normal part of your life. You can't go over their house anymore. You can't call them on the phone. You can't go out for brunch or breakfast or lunch or have a party at their house. You can't do anything like that because they're not there anymore. They're not going to respond to a text message. They're not going to see the thing that you sent them. They're not there. That's why not today is so important, because tomorrow might not come. I know I joke around about aliens, but what if the aliens do come down and we do disappear? We're never going to get to tomorrow. Honestly.
To me, it can mean one of two things.
We need to be willing to fight for our tomorrow, because indecisiveness and procrastination isn't going to get you anywhere. I have suffered with indecisiveness for a very long time, but lately I've just been making decisions. Like, instead of me thinking, do I really want to go to this hair salon? Do I really want to do this? I just went to a place I felt comfortable with, that had some correlation to my family, right? I just trusted my gut and my mind. Instead of me worrying about switching my nail salon, I just did it. What am I waiting for? If I'm uncomfortable and I don't like something, why am I waiting thinking I'm going to re-like something that I don't like? It's not smart. It's not good, and it's not helping anybody. Moving on from the why not today, get over your indecisiveness, let's move into a conversation. And I'm not going to call it no media allowed. This is what I'm going to call it: one man show. Last night, there was a debate between 8 Republicans fighting to take over as the president of the United States. And today, on Thursday, Donald Trump took his private jet to Georgia, where he was indicted. He was fingerprinted, and they took a picture of him. And I think the picture is absolutely hilarious. But today isn't any other day. Today is the day where we allow people to misuse their power and not to represent what America actually means, to deny completely the Constitution of the United States of America and the Declaration of Independence. We have lost our country. There is no country anymore. These 8 people that showed up last night to talk about something can't compare to Donald Trump and the Democrats and the elite and the people in charge. George Soros, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, these people with all this money. The Uniparty. They hate him because he doesn't need their money and they cannot buy his silence. They are desperate to silence him because they don't want people to be aware of what's happening. They have been shanking the middle person forever. They have been condemning people that have money, that have worked hard to make a very livable salary forever. They have been condemning the idea that people want nice things and they want their children to go to nice schools and they want to drive nicer cars or they want to live in a nicer neighborhood. They hate that. They want you in squalor, eating bugs, living in a 750 square foot apartment, right? Getting on a bus, no car. They want you to have that life. They don't want you to be educated. They don't want you to be smart. They want you to have children out of wedlock. They don't want you to be married. They don't want you to be a Christian. They don't want you to be Catholic. They don't want you to be Baptist. They don't want you to love anybody. They want you to be on TikTok, addicted to being a victim. That's what they want. They indoctrinated black people into thinking that Black Lives Matter was actually real, except it's bankrupt. Because it wasn't never about black people. It was about a scheme for these people to get money and go to a gated, fenced oasis away from the squalor and the dirt and the pain. Have you seen what the south side of Chicago looks like? Do you know how many people die there a day? Do you know how many people die in New York a day? Have you seen the bad neighborhoods? Like, where you can't drive down the street without being seriously concerned about your life? But nobody's talking about that, right? Maui, what just happened in Hawaii. There's almost a count of 1,000+ people missing in Hawaii, and Biden thought it was proper to talk about a fire in his kitchen. That didn't happen. Donald Trump opposes these people. And he was able to win in 2016. And he's able to create an entire nation of people that support him. And I'm talking about half the country, right? I'm talking about millions of people. And I'm included in that. I stand for America and Americans. I stand for Christian values and conservative values where you do not punish the people that get up every day and go to work, and you don't punish the people that believe in God and their country and their family, right? Because I am a Catholic and I am a Christian and I believe in God, my husband, my family, and my country. Those are the most important things to me. And those should be the most important things to anybody, not social media, what weave you're going to wear, and what fake Louis Vuitton bag you're going to get from some cracker pot, right? People don't get it, and they never have. The funny part about all of this is nobody wants to call it what it is. Jealousy and fear and animosity and just patheticness, right? And I tell you all the time when I'm having my main conversation with you about the problem with being jealous or envious. And the reason you can't let any of that stop you. I could spend all day talking about all the things I don't have, wishing I looked like her, wishing I looked like this. Why can't my hair look like that? Blah, blah, blah. I could spend all day doing that. But I'm not going to do that.
Then we have credit card debt. People can't pay off their cars. They now have increased in terms of mortgage rates. They're 20-year highs. So all of these factors
things are not beautiful out here. And the idea that these people thought it was appropriate to attack Donald Trump because he doesn't need their money and he doesn't need their handouts and he wanted to help Americans is showing you who they are. It's been a war on Americans since, I'd say, the 70s. The Department of Justice is the Department of Injustice. The Federal Bureau of Investigations aren't investigating the actual bad people. Tell me how 9/11 happened. Please. And tell me why we're allowing those fucking people to get away with what they did to Americans. They should have been obliterated. Why the fuck were we in Afghanistan for 20 years? Somebody please tell me that. And then again, I listened to that goddamn show last night, the hour or however long it was, with those GOP candidates. By the way, Nikki Haley sucks, and I hope you know that. You really suck. Vivek was the winner. Ron DeSantis was a close second. Chris Christie was embarrassing, right? Pence is just confused. He doesn't even know where he is. And all the rest of them, I don't even want to say their names. Like, I really thought Tim Scott was going to do a better job, too, but he kept talking about how he grew up in a single-parent home. That's how you define yourself, by continuously saying you grew up in a single-parent home. Talk about what the fuck you're going to do about the fact that the deep state is coming after us. Because they're not just going after Donald Trump. They're going to come after all of us. Trump is us. That's the problem. He does go to McDonald's and eat Big Macs. He does like Diet Coke. He's a cool dude. And Trump was famous before he was a president. He was the same guy he's always been before he became the president. Because I don't consider him to be a politician. Because that's not how he ran the country. He ran it as a business. And you can say whatever you want and complain about his tweets and complain about whatever you want. But I miss when gas was $1.99. And I miss when the interest rate on a home was less than 4%. Because you ain't getting that shit now. And I know everybody got excited about COVID. But that ship has sailed. It's a depressing moment in history when the Democratic Party is ready to go to this extent because they know Joe Biden sucks that bad. This means they can't find another person to run in the Democratic Party, so you have to attack Trump with things that aren't going to last. You cannot indict somebody because they think they won something and they're asking a question. The Braggs case from Manhattan, the same thing. The other case from Florida, they have nothing. They never had anything. They're willing to throw everything at this because they're under the assumption one thing's going to happen. But when the Supreme Court gets involved in this and they actually start looking at any of the evidence here, which there isn't any evidence, right? There isn't. This shit isn't going to flow. And I know that they're setting all these dates up to try to limit his ability to speak to his people. But I'm telling you, as a Trumper, I can hear him. I can see everything that's happening to him. And the only thing that's happening is making me love him more. Right? I stand with Trump. A man that doesn't have to stand for me, but he does. I stand for Trump because he values Americans and he understands Americans. That man has a lot of money and he doesn't have to do this. He could be enjoying his life, right? He doesn't just have companies in America. He has them all around the world. He is a businessman, right? Americans have a problem with thinking they're the only people that exist in everything. That's why we call it first world problems, because they're incapable of understanding that there's an entire world with people that live other places and not just America. Taking into consideration, it is a big world and there's a lot of people that live in the world. He is a known person. Did they really say he was a flight risk? In what way? Honestly, this is an embarrassment. And the next time I fucking hear Blinken or Janet yelling or John, whatever his name is, the one talking about the climate, the next time I hear them trying to condemn China or Russia or any other country, right, I'm just going to start laughing because I'm going to bring up the point. Remember when you all attacked Trump and you had nothing and he didn't do anything? Or how about the Black Lives Matter protests that you did not attack any of those people for burning cities down and shit? The moral of the story, and the reason why I titled the beginning of this podcast, One Man Show. On this debate that happened last night, there was a one-man show. His name is Vivek, right? And if anything happens to Trump, I'm voting for him. What I really think should happen is Trump should choose him as his vice president. I don't think Ron DeSantis is strong enough to understand that he can't look like that on the television waiting to raise his hand saying that he'd free Trump. They all looked like uniparty substitutes, right? They did feel like they were bought and sold. Nikki Haley felt like that. So did Pence. So did Chris Christie. So did Tim Scott. It's like they were memorizing things to say. And even Ron DeSantis had a little bit of difficulty speaking. It's ridiculous. I don't think any of them have a shot in hell. And I like Vivek, and I think he's decent, and I think he's doing a great job, and I think maybe Trump should give him a chance to, run as vice president. Because I'm thinking we give women a timeout here. Because all the women that are involved right now, they need to get the fuck out the way. And this is coming from a woman, right? That Nikki Haley shit I had to listen to last night where she sounded like a lost Democrat on the stage talking about how we need to help Ukraine while I gotta overpay for everything I do on a daily fucking basis, including gas, which is now $4 again. There are no good cars for $30,000 anywhere. You're overpaying for everywhere. Me and my husband want to move right now. We've been waiting to buy a house and we're finally ready and there isn't shit to buy. Everything is overpriced and this is really shitty, right? Clothes are overpriced. Hair salons are overpriced. Nails are overpriced. Everything. Your kids are going back to school. Wait, so you got to pay for that. Things aren't getting better. They're getting worse. And these people are laughing at Trump. That's the worst part about this. They actually think they won. Well, let me be the bearer of bad news. There's a lot of people in this country that are independent and unaffiliated voters. And do you actually think that they're going to vote democratically while they're overpaying for everything and their children are being indoctrinated at schools, and trans people want to be women's soccer players in like United States of America teams, and they want to fill locker rooms with their dingling penises and dicks, and they want to act like they're women and they have vaginas? Now, you can't have a vagina if you had a penis. I'm sorry, that's not how this works. You're confused and you need a doctor, and not a doctor to like do a plastic surgery, but a doctor to talk about your mental problem that you have, because you're clearly insane. They are attacking Trump and anyone else like him. So last night, when they were supposed to be showing who they were, they should have been talking about the fucking deep state, and not one of them did that. And we really seriously need to be questioning why they didn't do that. Why are they so willing to be a voice for the GOP instead of the voice for the people? That's how Donald Trump won in 2016. People are tired of these politician lifelong losers that don't do anything. That's why he won in 2016. That's why he was probably such a great president, because he wasn't involved in any of their bullshit. Nancy Pelosi wasn't saying anything to him that he was actually listening to. The only reason he liked Nancy Pelosi is because he was able to pretend like he was going to be in a picture with her. I mean, he's absolutely hilarious. This country is an embarrassment to me and you and everybody. And honestly, you should be questioning this. It's a one-man show. Trump's the winner. He will be the president of the United States of America again. And I will be wearing my MAGA hat. I'll be wearing my Trump, and I'll be part of all my Trump clubs. I will happily support truth. And I love the fact that I roll with somebody that rolls with me. And I won't be apologetic for that. I won't give a fuck. Sorry, Ben Shapiro, you're not on this bandwagon. You can stick with Ron DeSantis because he's losing to Vivek. Right? He's losing. He didn't show anything last night. He sucked. Yes. That's been the last 2 days. And just to give you a preview of Tuesday, well, I already did a podcast for that. I just got to post them. But today, I needed to do the one for Wednesday. So Wednesday, the conversation I wanted to talk about was the market is done. Be ready for the darkness coming. Because the stock market is done. Why are we continuously acting like we should be buying stocks? We should be putting our money in this. We should be investing our money in that. Shouldn't we have invested money in water for Hawaii? Because, I mean, how did that happen? And why are people lying about reality with Wall Street? Shit is not okay right now. Red, green, red. Green. It doesn't know what's happening. Bad things are coming because people are not ready for the reality of this. They gave too much money during COVID. They should never have locked anything down. This was a big ass mistake. And my mom is running around with a goddamn mask on, talking about how a mask is protecting her because she's been indoctrinated by CNN and Democrats. And I love her, but she doesn't understand what's fucking going on. And it's not just her. It's millions of other people's. Other people's moms are indoctrinated along with her. And we cannot allow the government to say they're going to lock down anything and require a mask for anything. Because, I'm sorry, as an educator, children can't understand you when you're wearing a fucking mask. They didn't learn anything for 2 years. Our children have never been dumber. Right? These kids aren't going to college. They're not going to pass any of these goddamn tests. And you know why they made up these tests, the SATs and all these tests? So they could figure out where to put these goddamn kids, to give them some common sense so they could learn dependability, structure, and resilience in a short amount of time so they could be prepared for reality. Because reality is going to come smack you in the fucking face. That's why you go to college. So you're ready for life. That's what college is. It's a preparedness for that. So you have something that shows that you can focus and you can complete something. That's what a degree is. That's what a bachelor's degree is. The master's degree shows that you've mastered something specifically. Everybody has missed it. Donald Trump is the enemy because Donald Trump is the only one that doesn't give a fuck about them. So I support him. I support anybody that's willing to cut through it. And
that's funny, you jerks. I have no patience today. But it's where the energy
and honestly, this is only the beginning. They're trying to make his cases start on dates where he would be running in the presidential race, which is clearly illegal. Has anybody looked at the Constitution of the United States? Honestly, bring it on. This is going to be fun to watch and fun to be a part of. And by be a part of it, I mean as a witness to the destruction of the United States of America while I watch everything burn in flames, right? Just as an observer, I like that I can remember a time when none of this shit was happening. I like that I can remember a time where no one talked about men trying to be women and this weird, freaky shit. Or people saying, my cousin wants to be a girl now because he had feelings and it's okay. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's not. Honestly, there's two options for this place. You vote because you want to live normally and you don't want to overpay for anything, or the worst is yet to come. And it's going to get really bad. And Nikki Haley, she missed all of it. And Aura or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy with the gray hair, not Pence. It was pathetic. And honestly, I am ready. I want Biden to go because he's the most incompetent person to ever be the president in the history of the United States of America. And more evidence comes out every day showing that him and his son are nothing but pieces of trailer park trash and fake designer clothes, pretending like they're not hiding money. Like it's not a crime. But it is a crime. And the only thing that should happen to Joe Biden and his son and his wife and his grandkids and his brother and anybody else connected to this shit is they should be in jail, serving out life sentences for being rogue agents to the United States of America. Because the United States isn't for sale. And if you want to get into this goddamn country, you do it the right way or you should be deported. There are no other options anymore. There is no open border. If you're not born on this soil and you're not already married to somebody that's an American, your ass should be deported. And that should be the beginning and the middle and the end of the story. There are no handouts. If you want to make it and you want to be successful, you have to work really fucking hard for it. There's nothing for free. If you want to be talented and you want to be energetic and you want to be charismatic and you want to make a difference, then you have to want to make that difference. I tell you it all the time at the beginning of the podcast with the Star Watch talk. You have to see the light and be the light. That's the only way this works. Outside of that, on the Wednesday pod, I wanted to talk about seeking change. I mean, if you don't seek change, you'll never find it, right? Plan assertively. Like, if you really want to do something, plan it out and do it. Hood music.
I told you don't bother me while I'm doing my Pilates, all right? I'll answer all your questions after I do this blank.
Good music no longer exists. Because all the music is about women's body parts and shit nobody cares about. I've literally been listening to techno and like music from the 70s, so I don't even know any music anymore because I stopped listening to it. So I literally don't know what the fuck is happening. I love you, Greg. You're fucking hilarious. shit is happening here? Nah, I'm over music. Like I just the people that are making it, what it's about, the stuff that they're doing, the stuff that they've been doing. It's a shit show and it's a turn off. And the music's not appealing. Like, what are they talking about? I was caught up with the I can't even remember her fucking name. Uh, the vampire song. What Olivia, whatever the fuck her name is. I was listening to her for about a week or two, and she's decent too. But like, there's nothing that's really catching me. Like, I really want to listen to this again. There's nothing good. All of the good shit is gone. So you'll find me on Pandora, and I got rid of my no ads, but I'm getting that back because I hate commercials.
And Asa Hutchinson, you know what he convinced me of at these debates? They need that Oscar
Honestly.
where you can play people off if they talk for too long, because they all go past the best.
Will we get to the beach? I'm guessing no, because I'm going into September and I still haven't been yet. Maybe I'll try to go this weekend or next weekend or something, because I still haven't been to the beach. I still haven't been to the pool. I haven't had any real summer fun. The summer just went by and I just been working and I haven't done anything. I literally had a birthday and I didn't do anything fun on that either. Like, I haven't done anything. This is the summer of nothing. Dread. So I really do need to figure out how to get to the beach. Who likes camping? Not I. Overpriced hypocrisy. Thanks to the Democratic Party. Overpaying for everything. Yes. Moving into watching things on this Wednesday and Thursday edition. First of all, Food Stars. Pretty good. That's on Hulu. American Horror Story. Still haven't watched it yet. The newest season. One Tree Hill. I'm considering that. Hell's Kitchen. I started watching that from the beginning, but I do want to watch the new season that's coming on. Workaholic looks good. New Girl, Murdoch Mysteries, maybe. The next 007 is going to be question mark, because I have no idea. The Hills and The Girl Who Escaped. Doesn't that sound good? Right. Pizza rolls is fun, and you can make that very easily by getting some of those Crescent Pillsbury Doughboy like crescent rolls. You roll that out, you put whatever you want in a pizza roll, put that in the oven, boom, done. Very easy to make. Buttermilk fried chicken, again, you gotta get the eggs and the breadcrumbs, and obviously you want to season it correctly, and then you want to get, you want to make sure you've got everything you need. You want to get the coating as well, right? And then you dip, you put it in the oil. You could do air fryer too, but I do oil for this, right? And then you do the powder, the baking powder. You got to have all that together to do it correctly, and you need to season it first before you add it into everything else. And I would also season the baking powder. Like, maybe add some parsley in it. You really, really want to make sure that you're doing this correctly so it has the texture and the flavoring all the way through with that chicken. Crispy sweet and sour chicken. I found a recipe on Pinterest. You find it too and tell me if you like it. Pasta Alfarno. Cheese wrap. Twix cookie. Ramen rice paper pocket. Ramen rice paper pockets. Don't judge it. Look at it. And smashed burger. You can legitimately make it yourself with a tortilla shell and some hamburger. Get some cheese. Flip it twice. Boom. You did it. Moving into the Thursday talk of the tea. Denying reality won't get you far, because if you continue to deny reality over and over and over again, you're just going to be stuck in a black hole of nothing, because you're not going to be able to realize that the shit you think is happening isn't real. Wake up, idiot. Unapologetic desires. Do lights set the momentum? Like, if you're trying to be like sexy or flirtatious or something with somebody, do you think lights help with that? Date nights. I feel like date nights are ridiculously important. Slow dancing. Taking time to slow dance with your partner and show her you love her, or show him you love him, and you just want a little bit of time together. Because for normal grown adults, and I'm talking about the age of 23 and up, If you've got a full-time job and your career is your life, you don't have really time to do anything. So you have to make time with the person you love. And slow dancing is a great way to do that. Game nights, I think you should make a game night every week where you sit down, you turn the TV off, you put your cell phone down, and you play some games and you have fun. It could be anything. It could be chess. It could be a board game. It could be Sorry. It could be Clue. It could be anything. It could be Uno. It could be any card game, really. It could even be poker. Put the phone down, mute the TV, and have a game night, right? Or put a movie on. Like, spend time with each other and love each other. I feel like that's so important.
At the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, this is why we walk.
Less dress might impress. I feel like when you're really trying to set the mood or you're trying to show off, sometimes people overdo that and they miss their opportunity to just be real. Like, I feel like sexy is sexy, but sometimes sexy can look like, what the hell are you wearing? Traveling to the unknown. I wish I could go somewhere. I don't even know where I'd want to go, like Belarus or like UK or something. But all these places are crazy. So honestly, I'll just be grateful for what God gave me and where I am now. Body movement 101. I feel like dancing and moving around and being excited and energetic and using your body to sweat and have momentum is extremely important. And you don't want to seem like a dead log. So get up and move and dance and walk and stretch and be active. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Visibly repairing 6 months of damage in just one use with no way down. Guaranteed or your money back. For hair that looks healthy,
some things aren't meant to be. And the more we try to make them be, the less it works out. You're not going to be friends with everybody you talk to. You're not going to succeed at a job you hate. And you're not going to be happy living somewhere if you can't stand where you live. Some things you can't fix. If you have a bad relationship with somebody, maybe that's not something that's going to get fixed. If you had a bad experience, if you had the opposite of what good customer service is, you're probably not going back to that store. You're probably not going back to that restaurant. And you're probably never returning. Sometimes you get a one shot only. And when you mess up the one shot, you don't get another one. I mean, that's how I am. If I go somewhere and I don't have a good experience, I'm going to give it another opportunity. And I'm a very loyal customer. So sometimes I'll suck up my own feelings just because I feel like I have to stay loyal. But recently I let go of that, right? Like feeling like I was cemented into things. I walked away from a hairdresser that I knew for a very long time. And then I went into like the JCPenney hair salon thing. And they completely fried my hair, bro. So I'm trying not to be mad about that. But dealing with people that don't know what they're doing has led me back to comfort with knowing I have somebody that does know what they're doing now. But it's just frustrating. If it's not meant to be, don't make it be. Change can't be denied. I know we want to act like we can stop time and we can limit things from moving forward, but that's not how this works. Change is always coming, and you just got to be ready for it. The cost of stupidity is that you'll lose your intellect if you want to pretend to be stupid like everybody else. That's why I just let people say things and I'm silent most of the time because they are fucking stupid and everybody knows it. Like, the person that always wants to talk and the person that always has something to say is typically not that bright. And the reason why I have so many examples and things and all this stuff is because I have a very busy life and I've dealt with a lot of things in it. So I probably do have a lot of examples and stuff like that. But I'm seriously learning how to let stupid be stupid. And like literally, like, there's no point in me getting mad or upset about it because, bro, if you want to be stupid, that's between you and your reality. What did I just talk about? Reality, right? You can't make a fish drink water. And you can't make a red light orange. Some things are going to work and some things are not going to work. And I don't think you should be spending your time trying to advise people of stuff that doesn't make sense. Stupid people don't want to be smart. They like being stupid. It's their way for them not to face reality. That stupid doesn't get you anywhere. Trials and tribulations. I know people typically think that they're doing something and they're going to set a difference, or they're going to fix something, or they're going to get back at someone, or they have all these negative, all these negative vibes, right? And they're trying to really spite somebody. So they do something very mean. And I know that the thought is that they're going to get over on somebody, but I got some bad news for you. God does not like ugly. And those that live in glass houses should not throw stones. And when you act like that and you show your real character of who you actually are, only one thing happens here with that conversation. And let me be the one to tell you what it is, since we got time.
They're biological men. Pretty sure they covered that in 6th grade health class. I'm sorry, you degenerate doctors, but I don't
honestly,
have dollars to pay for implanting a man's
mean people that are envious and malicious and just downright derogatory, disrespectful, and ingenuine. Those people who fake it till they make it because they don't have anything to make it to, because they don't want to be great. They don't want to be leaders. They don't want to do anything. They want to represent nothing because that's who they are. These people.
Would first undergo some downstairs remodeling, and trust me, you do not want to know the details. I'm not talking a light makeover.
They're going to face their own trials,
talking heavy demolition,
and they're not going to be able to make it out from them.
Then they snatch a healthy donor.
Don't give up on yourself, because if you give up on yourself, how are you going to move forward to the next part of your story, to your journey, to your process? You can't give up. You have to hold through. I know some days are more difficult than others, but find a way to smile and make it through to the next day. Fight for your voice. If you don't fight for your voice, who will? Moving into watching things, one last thing. Warrior, I haven't watched that. Gotham Knights, I don't even know what that is, but I found it on HBO, maybe? Full Circle, I don't know. Gray Matter, that looks scary, right? Come and Find Me. Sounds like a horror movie, and I would totally do that. The Long Island serial killer. Is that based off the actual Long Island serial killer? I don't know. Battle of the Decades. I feel like that's whack. And Harley Quinn is a win. Oh my God, I love watching Harley Quinn. It's like my favorite show. It's absolutely hilarious. Every time I watch an episode of it, I just laugh repeatedly, till I start crying. It's so fucking good. If you love comic books and you love Harley Quinn and you love all these things, I definitely think you're going to love the show. It's on HBO and you should give it a look. Seriously, you should give it a look.
I also don't think they know what a uterus is, because I guarantee you they're going to be begging to return it after 30 days once they find out.
Honestly, that's the end of the Thursday podcast. But let's go back to Wednesday's podcast and talk about the unapologetic desires on the Wednesday podcast, right? First of all, I wanted to talk about playful spirit and true beauty is attractive. I think when you have a playful, kid-like spirit and attitude, I think that that's unbelievably beautiful. I think that it's beautiful to not let life stress you out to the point where you just can't have a good time and you can't laugh at things or make love to the person that you love or have a difficult conversation or be...
And it's all your fault that you did that. But I also just... This technology isn't even there yet. Even experts say the soonest it's decades and decades away. How crazy is it that there's not even a whisper of a possibility of this happening anytime soon, but they're like, yeah, but you do need to pay for it.
You will pay. Yeah.
Honestly, I think that there's nothing wrong
Thriving uteruses.
with having a playful spirit, right? A spirit that's just happy and fulfilled and just energetic and optimistic. And I talk about optimism all the time because we are trapped in a world full of people that just have one mindset and they want to corrupt everything and ruin everything and tell everybody how they're never going to be good enough, and they want to be the center of everything. And I'm guilty of that. There are some times where I suffer with narcissism, and I suffer with the idea that I could spend time thinking about other people. Why the fuck do I care about other people? Because they don't care about me. But that's not a way to live. And that's why I created this podcast, where I could ensure you that you could be a star wherever you are, right? That was the total idea of this.
Oh, you're trans, well, but you don't have a uterus? Ew. Right? And it's going to be another way to self-identify as something else. But here's the thing. I did a whole 30 seconds of research. You go on the AMA website, right?
Those hazel, green, and blue eyes. I don't know about you, but I do have things that I like, right? And it doesn't really have anything to do with like hair, although I do like hair. Like, I think my husband's hair is really quite amazing, and I think my husband is a very handsome young man. But it's the eyes for me. Like, I don't know. There's something about eyes with color that it's just unexplainable. Like, a dude with blue eyes, like, I feel like I can look at his eyes and see his soul. It's just something about colored eyes. And I have light brown eyes, and I'm pretty sure no one is looking at my eyes like, oh my God, your eyes are so beautiful. In fact, I don't think anybody's ever said that to me or would. But I can definitely tell you that I like light eyes, and my husband definitely has some amazing eyes. They're like hazel and green at the same time, and they are nice to look at. So let me not say that too loud, because he might be like, you're such a stalker. Well, it's not my fault you have hazel green eyes. They're cool to look at, man. Don't judge me. Love me. Right? Outside of the don't judge me, love me.
So that's the part of this that I think is, a little bit of a weirdo scam. But the truth is, like, when
body types. What is the perfect Barbie type? Is it Barbie? Is it skinny but a little ass? Is it boobs but not too much boobs? Is it skinny arms but not too skinny because you don't want to look sick? Do you want to be like, you want to look like a little girl like Ariana Grande that looks like she's 12? Or like, do you want to look like an adult woman? Like, there's so many questions with that. And I think women suffer with trying to figure out what the perfect body part is. And I definitely don't think guys help with that, because they don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, left is left and up is left and right, and green and brown and tan and orange. That's basically a man's mind. I don't know. I don't know. I know that guys are attracted to specific things. Some dudes like butts. Some guys like boobs. I know that girls are attracted to some things like muscles and hair, and like I just said, eye color. But when it comes to a body type, what body type do you like? I like muscly but slender, right? I like fit. I'm more of I think that's my attraction, fit. I can definitely tell you, as far as my own body type, I want to go back to the slender route. So my goal is to get as skinny as I possibly can get, only because I want to be healthy and because I want to be able to fit into whatever the fuck I want. So that's my mindset, and it might be inflated, but I'm just saying it. Like, that's how I feel. I like being a shape or size where I could fit into anything at any store at any time. Now, that might change because they've gotten really crappy with making clothes now. The quality of clothes sucks. But I still like being a size where I know what my size is everywhere I shop. I think that for girls, you want to have some things somewhere and some things not in other places. Fight for your voice. Wait, shit, wrong thing.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur, and Crohn's disease.
Is smart a turnoff? I don't know. I think that being smart and being intellectual is a turn on. Being able to have a deep conversation with somebody and not just about what was on TV, I feel like that's a turn on. I feel like it's a turn off when a person, all they want to do is talk about the fucking wall color or the weather or something that nobody cares about. I like having deep, like crazy black hole conversations with my husband or anybody. I just find it so intriguing and so interesting to talk about something that I've never spoken about before. And I know others don't do that, but I'm telling you, I feel like it's important to be able to have that level of understanding.
To fuel our bodies with fruits and vegetables.
Laughing at losers. Okay. Instead of getting mad when somebody says something to you, when they're trying to like take away your confidence, just laugh at them, right? Right. You know, I was talking about Trump earlier. There's a lot of people that don't like me. One, I'm extremely overconfident. Two, I'm talented, right? I am the talent you want. I walk into a room and people see me. 3, I'm optimistic and I'm energetic. And it's not something it's turned off. That's my character. 4, I'm strong. And 5, most importantly, I'm unapologetic to a very high extent. I'm not giving up who I am because you don't like me. I don't give a fuck what you like. This is not your show, it's mine. I say it all the time. Life is a party, and I'm the host. Star is the host of the party. God chose me to lead this, and that's what my role is. The party host, or the host of the party. People are constantly trying to tell you how they feel about everything. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, who you should be, blah, 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 blah. It's funny, as a teenager, you got all these people and your parents and the counselors at school telling you all the stuff you need to do, all the stuff you shouldn't do, blah, 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 blah. Then you go to college and the same shit there, blah, 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 blah. And then you graduate and get a job and the same shit there. Oh, everything's about how this person feels. Really, is it about how that person feels? Because it shouldn't be. If you're not putting effort into what you're doing, then you're not going to be good at it. Am I lost saying that?
First, a security guard, your future job, Jimmy.
Am I?
Who went viral in June for singing along to Taylor Swift's
Don't get mad at people that are stupid.
for allegedly asking Swift
Just
to send him photos of himself
let them
with Taylor in the background.
be losers.
Policy.
That's the best part of it. People that are trying to doubt you and tell you what you can't be and have all these thoughts and opinions about you are losers. And anybody that's negative and upset and mad and angry and all these weird emotions are losers with a double L and a big ass O after the L. Losers. Right. I told you all the things that make me me, and I could probably name all the things that make you you listening to this. There's people out there that want to suck your energy and happiness away from you because they're losers, and you got to see them right away and know who the fuck they are. If you're dealing with anybody that's constantly telling you what you're not doing, how you're not doing good, and constantly providing like unaffiliated opinions that don't matter, or trying to give you constructive criticism, but it just sounds like criticism, they're a loser. I'm not talking about like a leader or a manager or anything like that. I'm saying somebody that's seriously trying to talk to you and tell you all the reasons you should be somebody else. They're saying that to you because obviously you're somebody important that they're trying to hinder into silence. I don't know. Losers are losers. They just have this tendency to think they're more important than they are. And you can't get mad. You just gotta laugh at them, man. Like, you're mad because you're you. And I'm happy because I'm not you. Because you're a fucking loser. That's it. I said it. And I don't care. And for all you people out there always constantly telling other people what they're not good at and what they need to fit into, and you think you've got a crystal ball and you figured out life, you haven't figured out shit. Because if you figured out life, you wouldn't be giving people advice like that. You shut the fuck up. But let me not be the one to tell people that. But let me be the one to tell people that. Maybe you should take consideration into being quiet. There's a thought. You can't constantly give people your thoughts if your thoughts aren't validated and they don't mean anything. You shouldn't be like giving people advice that you're not qualified to talk to.
Next up, Putin's forces reportedly killed mercenary.
I'm tired of living in a place that wants to punish me because I disagree with you. I'm tired of living in a country that wants to punish Donald Trump because he's been the best president in the United States of America history as far as a Republican goes. I'm tired of women getting addicted to social media and committing suicide because they cannot get a body like these rich superstars. And I'm extremely tired of people not putting their goddamn phones down to talk to each other anymore. They're completely taken over by mobile devices, and everybody has lost the ability to hold the cognitive conversation. But today is Thursday, yesterday was Wednesday, the day before that was Tuesday, and then it was Monday, and tomorrow is Friday. So I'm just going to be optimistic about the weekend ahead. I'm getting a curly perm. I'll tell you how it goes, and I'll talk to you on the Friday pod, which is tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to this 2-day edition of Born to Be a Star, and I will see you on Friday. Bye. And don't be mad at me, okay? Like, it's just been a crazy week, and shit happens. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you for being a star wherever you are. Don't forget your lightness. You're the only way that I can see in the dark. It's because I know that you are the light. And don't let anybody hinder your light. Be bright and be the light. You're the only thing that we can see in the darkness. I see you. I'll be here same place, same time tomorrow. Bye.